What's up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Tretch in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Greg Gray. This is Dope Living TV Live. Got to say this right off the bat. The views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. It's going to be a great show for me today. I don't know about y'all. It's going to be a great show for me today. I don't know about y'all. It's going to be a great show for me today. First of all, let me start off by saying this is the month. This is the Virgos time. We rising. We up here. And look, I need everybody to come through on September the 14th. That's my birthday. I want everybody to come through and say something. Just holler at me, all right? Just wish me happy birthday. You know, you want to cash at me? I ain't going to take it. But if you want to cash at me, I'll give it to somebody else. But here we go. Let's get this started. Today on the show, first of all, we want to thank you guys for always tuning in and hanging out with us. We're nothing without you guys. So today on the show, it's kind of special to me because I've seen this woman just grow, and it's just been an amazing process to watch what she does. She's a publicist. She has her own public relations firm, the KFields PR Agency out in California. That's right, out there, stores. And she's represented a number of notable celebrities and businesses and entrepreneurs and events and things of that nature. And she's really one of the reasons why y'all seeing me right here today, okay, on Dope Living TV, all right? Before we bring her on, let's bring the cast on here. What up, bro? Oh, now you Bruce Leroy.
Bruce Leroy.
She'll be, whoa.
What's up, bro?
What's going on, Gina? What's up, Moki?
Lord have mercy. What's up with that?
I don't know what's up. It's all right, though. It's all right.
What's happening?
That's your Virgo.
Y'all fooled today, okay? But that's okay. It's the month of the Virgos, all right?
Virgo.
I'm here.
Do you
That's
care?
right. There you go, Mom.
I
want everybody to this up there.
Well, kind of, because this is my granddaughter's birthday on the 9th.
Okay.
We were ready.
Yeah.
We're talking. We are selective. We're talking about the 14th right now. Okay, September the 14th. Be here. It's going to be a good show.
Be there, be square.
Man,
All right. So look, today, man. Look, we're going all the way to the West Coast. We have, like I said, I've seen this woman grow. I met her at a event that she was doing some speaking at, and immediately, you know, when you find someone that you can talk to that has something to talk about, and you can actually have a conversation with them, it's always a good thing. Spoke with this woman, and we've been friends ever since. She has her own public relations firm, KFields PR Agency. It's out in California. She's represented just about a lot of people, including yours truly. I'm just gonna bring her on. Let her shine. We want to celebrate her. Everybody say hello to Katina Fields.
Hey,
Hi.
Katina.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
Great. How are you? I'm doing good in sunny California.
Oh,
That's my
wow.
dog right
It's,
there,
it's,
y'all.
it's, it's burning hot out there.
It is burning hot. We got fires going
Literally,
on
right?
now. It's always something going on here in the summertime, but we deal with it. We deal with
You're
it.
not close to those fires, are you?
I am not. They're probably an
God,
hour and a half away from me, so
that's too
maybe
close
2
still.
hours away. Mhm.
Already, Latanya Blackman says hello, Miss Katina Fields.
Hey, Latanya.
Yeah. So, first of all, Katina, thank you. You know, you're my heart. You already know this, okay? Thank you for coming on and giving us some time to speak with you.
Yes, no problem. Anytime. Anytime. Yeah, we met at a networking event in Chicago, right? Or Gary.
Yep.
Was it in Chicago
Gary.
or Gary?
It was
Gary.
in Hammond, something like that, yeah.
At that time, it was Udapa Consulting Agency.
Udapa. Exactly.
We still have Udapa. That's just more of the music management because I manage artists. So Udapa Consulting is now music management, and we created KFields PR for the public relations side of it. So yeah.
Because it blew up. That's why you created KFields PR, because it blew up. All right.
Yeah.
And I actually did her first website for her, y'all. I did.
He did. He did a beautiful job.
I did all right.
And the intro. You did a crazy great intro. Remember the intro you created? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing with Katina is Katina is a perfectionist. If it ain't right, it ain't going out. All right. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. That's a good way, because that's what attracts people to somebody that's in a profession like that. You know,
Yeah,
and she prides herself on it, and she is her worst critic as well.
I am. So but aren't we all? Aren't we all our worst critics?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So Katina, how'd you get started in this?
Oh man, well, I was in TV for like 7.5 years. So I started off in TV as a news producer, reporter in the Carolinas, and eventually just grew tired of TV. A lot of overtime, working in the studio a lot. So I have my son, who's one of my artists that I manage. His name is Octavian. Yeah. And so when I had Octavian, I was like, you know what, this is too much. This is too much overtime. I need to spend time with my son. So I gradually got out of TV news and transitioned into more public relations. And that's pretty much how I got started. And I've been doing it for a long time. I mean, I don't want to tell my age, but I'll just say over 15 years.
You know what? And I've known you for quite some time. Not as long as I would have loved to have known you, but I've known you for quite some time. And I know, again, how driven you are. There's been times where I've seen you really, especially with stuff that I was doing. Well, no, Greg, this can't happen. No, Greg, that can't happen. You need to do it this way and that way. And a lot of people will do that. How do you get people to at least see the correct way? Because I remember there was a theme for Udapa. What was that?
Oh, yours, the other person's in the truth.
There you go.
UTOPATT, yours, the other person in the truth. So our thing was there's 3 sides to every story. Yours, the other person's, and the truth. So
you had to bring it all together.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't steal that. I got to listen. I'm trying to steal that. I still have it.
Right. Don't even try it.
I still have the template from the first
from the first website. Right.
I still have the template for that. All right. Actually, I think I showed my people. So what are the ups and downs? So I mean, as you were coming and starting this, because when I met you, you had already been into it. All right.
Right. I was working for the federal government, doing PR for the federal government, and kind of started my business while I was in the federal government sector.
And there was a lot of ups and downs, I should say, because there, especially with any business, people and doing this. This is another unconventional occupation, of course. But as people see you like your friends, and that are in the business, and they see what you're doing, and they see that you can get them to another level, but they want that 5-finger discount.
Right.
How do you get to that? How do you get to telling them
You
no?
know,
That's not.
I'm actually, and that's why one of my mottos is we are a portable public relations agency. So I try to work with family and friends. You kind of know. I do have set price points, but you kind of know who can afford your price points and who possibly can't because they're just getting started. So I do try to work with people. I'll work with anyone, and I'll see what they can afford, and I would try to tie in a plan that can help them with what they can't afford, basically. You won't get the Mercedes, but you'll get the little Steve Urkel car package, But that package will definitely get you where you're trying to go. You know what I'm saying? So I just customize the package.
I guess it's a level of expectations with you, right? So
right.
I mean, if to me, it always has been if an artist, kind of painted the picture, and you look going like this. This dude don't want the Mercedes. This dude want the Pinto. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you give them the Pinto, and if they think that's a Mercedes, you win, right?
Right. And I'm always. It's about being upfront and honest. This is what I can do, and this is what I can't do. So for the Pinto, this is what you get. You still get quality service, but you don't get the Mercedes Benz.
Exactly. I mean, if you
get point A to point B.
Yeah, it does the job.
Yeah.
Right. So that's how I deal with that. I just work with people. I have a conversation with them. First of all, people think they need a Mercedes Benz and they don't. They may be in between. They just need a Toyota. You know what I'm saying? So I just figure out. I listen to what it is that their expectations are and where they're trying to grow and what they're trying to do. And then from listening, I create a package that would help their business, or their brand.
Marcella, you had a question?
Yes. Katina, as a woman of color, have you had any obstacles in the field of public relations and as a publicist and all? Have you had many obstacles?
All my entire career. I've been doing this well over 20 years. Okay. And I still face obstacles, to this day. A lot of people don't trust us as people. They don't think that we're smart enough or we're educated enough or we can get the job done. I've been dealing with this since TV, coming up in the 90s in TV where Black women struggled to be an anchor or struggled to be a reporter. If you had that one Black, you met your quota. You didn't want to hire anybody else. So times have definitely changed, but you still face racism in a different perspective, if you know what I'm saying. Now it's not. Before it was our Caucasian friends. Now I get it from the Armenians, the Russians, the Caucasians. I'm getting it from even our own people because they've been burned once. Chris Spencer, who's a well-known comedian, writer, director, actor. He had a post on his page one day. So true. It was a video post. And he said, I had the same service. There's Chris. Hey, Chris. I had the same service that my white counterpart gave me, and they did a crappy job. And then I went to my Black counterparts, and they did a great job. As Black people, we need to stop saying, well, I'm not going to deal with Black folks anymore because they did me wrong. Well, white people can do you wrong, too.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody of any color or culture can do you wrong. So don't just say, well, I was burnt by somebody of color. I don't want to deal with nobody of color anymore. Let me go somewhere else. That's the wrong mentality to have. Anybody can burn.
Yes.
Right. I agree with that. And we go back to them. They keep going back to them even after they get burned.
But we don't want to, come back to us, even though we may have had, did something wrong or, whatever, and talked it through and worked it out. Now you still don't want to even come back to me, but you let them treat you like crap and you still go back to them. So in LA, what I experienced, especially at red carpet events, is some of these events and some of our own Black events will hire a white PR firm to do the red carpet.
Wow.
To do to manage the red carpet for them. And sometimes they don't understand when you're in the process of submitting for credentials and things like that. They don't really understand really who's Black Hollywood for these events. Just because I'm not a Vivica Fox don't mean that I'm not on a current BET show like assisted living, let's just say, for example. Just because I'm not Gabrielle Union don't mean that I'm not a qualified actress to walk your carpet, because I am on a BET regular series. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times with the white firms, they only recognize the A-listers, and they don't want to grant the access to the B-listers or the C-listers or even the D-listers or the new up. And you constantly have to fight that with some of the larger white PR firms who manage Black events.
Wow.
I have a quick question for you, Katina. Explain to me what exactly a PR person does.
That's a great question. So you have public relations and then there's publicity, two different things, a publicist and a PR consultant. A PR consultant is more companies, business, you're consulting with me to do strategic planning, to you may have a product launch or something that you're doing, and I'm going to come in and we're just going to do strategic planning as far as, how do we launch this on social media? How do we work with the marketing team to get your marketing out, your advertising out? How do we do the media relations aspect of it? How do we, the whole promotions, there may be an event team that you need to work with. You want to set up an event around it. So public relations is the whole spectrum of it. Publicist, I'm just managing your image and your brand. So it's more so media relations mixed with pretty much getting the public to know who you are, getting you on red carpet so you can be seen more, so you can get those Getty images, making sure people know who you are, what you do, staying in the public's eye, reputation management, if something happens, like what's going on with Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears right now. So she has a publicist, PR team, who is managing that. They gave her a statement to put out, which she put out on her social media. And so it's crisis communications right now. We got this crisis going on. So now the publicist, your publicist team is trying to clean it up by working side by side with the legal team. So PR and legal work hand in hand, always work hand in hand.
I remember sometimes
a better sense of the difference between the two. One is more image and brand control. One is more everything, like corporate, more strategic.
Makes a lot of sense.
Katina, I remember a couple of times where you were wearing both hats at the same time, and you literally had to, we were on the phone talking. You literally had to go catch a flight so that you could do some damage control somewhere, and you had to come back so that you could make sure that something was going. I was like, wow, that's amazing. I remember that. So how difficult does that happen a lot?
Crisis can, a lot of people call them publicists, but they don't wear. In order to be a publicist, I feel like you have to wear all hats. And being in corporate communications taught me to wear all hats. You have to understand reputation management, crisis communications, media relations, marketing, advertising, event planning. All of it kind of ties together.
So do you find yourself in those situations where you have to do 110 or 200% better than the next publicist that's not from our culture?
Always, especially here in LA, you got a gazillion publicists out here, but I'm so laid back. I'm very laid back and I'm very upfront, and I like to show people what I can do, versus I'm not going to beg you for your work.
Exactly.
Yeah. I will probably walk up to you and say, I got an outlet I want to put you on, and it's going to be a major outlet, and I'm going to put you on the outlet, and I'm not going to charge you for it. So for me, coming up to you, telling you who I am and doing what I say I'm going to do, and not coming at you with the money first, makes you respect me more than someone who's coming at you with a card, here's my services, and here's my prices. And I'm not going to do anything for you until you pay me first.
That's just how she does. She does have a great, I don't want to say bedside manner, but that's what they call it. Okay, she has a great bedside manner because she doesn't force her position on you. She doesn't force it. Part of the job of a publicist, PR agent, and correct me if I'm wrong, Katina, is to make sure that you are seen in the best possible light and get the most exposure that you can. Am I correct?
Correct. Exactly. Not only do I have to go out here and show people that I can get into the rooms that they want to get into, which is why you would want to hire me, because you want to get in these rooms. But, I try to carry myself in a very humble way. And I like to show people what I can do. And that's why I've worked with so many people, I can say a lot of people have benefited from my services. So therefore, at one point in time, you were a client. You may not be a long-standing client, but you have benefited from my services. You know what I'm saying? And you came to me at some point and asked me to do something, and I did it. And every 3 to 6 months, you'll come back and say, "Can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this?" So that's why on my website, particularly KFieldsPR.com, I have clients who have benefited from our services, because a lot of people have benefited from my services that may not be a long-standing client. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. So what do you do when you've done your best work for the client? They've already gotten their shine, and as you mentioned, 3 or 4 months come back through, and they want to use you again, but the shine that they got and the work that you've done was exceptional, but they didn't treat you as though you did. You were doing exactly the best work that you could do. They didn't treat you like they appreciated you. Would you represent them again?
Right. I definitely would represent them again, because obviously I did something right for you to come back, right? So I'll definitely represent you again. When you're a publicist, you can't get in your feelings at all. You know what I'm saying? You can't get in your feelings. People would say things and do things, but hey, you came back, so there was something that you liked. And I'm not the type of person that's going to rub it in your face. Oh, well, you came back. I'm not that type of person. I'm going to take your money and I'm just going to do the same job I did before,
The money's green, baby.
Right. The money is still green. So obviously you like something. You came back.
Right. Awesome.
How often do you travel?
I don't travel as much as I used to. So when you first met me, I traveled a lot because I lived in DC at the time. But since I moved here to California and most events are here, I don't really travel as much as I used to. I may travel to Vegas every once in a while for an event, but mainly everything is here, or Atlanta every blue moon. But most of the events are here in LA.
Okay, go ahead, Marcy.
So, Katina, you said you represented different celebrities and celebrities. Who has left the most lasting impression on you, and why?
I would say J. Anthony Brown, who's still a dear client of mine, because Jay is such a sweetheart. He's a very humble man. Jay doesn't understand his star power at all because he's such a humble guy. And I have gone above and beyond to do things for Jay, like that could have been outside of my scope of public relations, which is why eventually he hired me to manage his comedy club, which is called the J Spot Comedy Club here in LA. The J Spot. The J Spot is no longer open, thanks to COVID. However, he came to me and asked me, and I've never managed a comedy club before. And because he knew that I could do it and he trusted me to do it at the time, I said, you know what, sure, I'll give it a try and I'll do it. And, I was one of the best managers that they've had there. A lot of people have commented on that and told me that, you did an outstanding job. And even Jay told me that I did an outstanding job. So
you smacked that, girl. You smacked that. That you know what I noticed that the J Spot, because Jay was having problems at first with that club. Okay, when you stepped in and started getting people like Sheng to come through and all of these other people to come through, it made a difference. So congratulations to you on that, man. That was huge.
Yeah, we had a good run. I had a great time. I had great staff. I love working with the comedians that came through. And like you said, I would work to get mainstream to come through as well on a weekend. When a lot of times, if you don't know, mainstream comedians, they travel on the weekends. They're going to your cities. These LA mainstream comedians, they're traveling on the weekends, hitting your cities. So the best time to get them is in the beginning of the week when they're in town. But I was fortunate enough to get a lot of A-listers to come through on the weekend to do a show at the club. So it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the J Spot. I miss it. But Jay is definitely one of my favorite clients. Still is. So you guys catch Jay on Assisted Living. And he's also touring right now. He's on tour with Myra J, George Wallace.
Go. Let's go. Everybody.
All right.
Welcome Jeff to the show. The coach.
Hey, Coach.
What's going on? Yeah, I finally made it.
I ain't gonna look right now, Jeff. You don't got a cartoon character no more, bro. Y'all didn't see it. That's all. You didn't see it. So, Katina, let's do this real quick. How was it to work with these specific people that I got here? Okay.
Okay.
This is a hometown. People get Indiana.
I love Buddy Lewis. Buddy Lewis is funny. He's also another very humble gentleman. He works hard. Buddy works hard in this industry. He's one of the silent killers. Buddy has done, I think, about 4 movies in the past year that are about to come out. He works really hard. He's a writer. He's a comedian. He's an actor. Yes, he's from Gary, Indiana. And, just love working with Buddy. Very easy to work with.
Yeah, he picked up a lot of steam too, man. Seriously.
Mm-hmm. You can see Buddy on Millennial.
Yes, absolutely.
DL is DL is actually really a sweetheart. DL is very political, very passionate about his beliefs. He loves his family. He's very respectful. Can't say anything negative about DL at all. It's a great one.
What about this dude?
Sinbad. I haven't seen Sinbad in a while since he had his stroke. He hasn't been visible. I've heard that he's doing good. But very super humble, will speak to anybody, come up, talk to you, smile, laugh. It's Sinbad is just an all around good guy.
All right, let's get to a little different caliber of comedian.
Okay. All right.
Michael Blackson.
You're always guaranteed a good time when you're around Michael Blackson, okay? Believe it or not, Mike is very quiet. He's a very quiet person. He puts it on when he needs to put it on, but he's actually really quiet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
what
actually
about
very
this
quiet.
dude here?
Okay.
What about this dude here? The Weeknd.
The Weeknd. I haven't been able to work with him, but The Weeknd and I met. I worked the Super Bowl last year when the Rams won the Super Bowl, and I had a chance to meet The Weeknd, and he was super, super nice.
Okay. Let's go with this clown here.
Alex. I love Alex. Alex just released a book, you guys. I think it's called The Funny Don't Stop. Alex, don't kill me if I'm saying it wrong. I think it's called The Funny Don't Stop. Excuse me. And, Alex is still doing shows. He's out here touring, still doing comedy shows. He's still doing movies. He just released a new book. So make sure you go and buy his book. It's a really good book. And he actually has a show here in LA September the 30th, I believe, out here in LA that he's doing. So he's hardworking, always hardworking.
What about this guy? And I had an opportunity to do some stuff with this guy as well. Dion Cole.
Dion Cole, he's another quiet one. You know what I'm saying? Dion is funny, but his personality is really like laid back and quiet. He watches the room. He's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
What about this guy here? Now I know this guy doing some big things, and you actually had a really big hand in helping him.
Is that great? I'm telling you, this dude is a superstar right here.
All right.
Definitely love working with D. Greg Gray. And
I got one more. I got a couple of more here.
Michael Corleone is hilarious. Let me tell you something. He keeps you dying laughing. That's his personality. He is always laughing, always funny. We actually took this. I did an episode or 2 of Sweet Life that comes on HBO Max, and he was there for that episode. That's where we actually took that picture. But Michael is hilarious. That his personality is his personality. Love him. Everybody loves Michael.
I had a chance to do something with him too on the radio side too. He's a fantastic individual. Very, very driven
and hilarious. He's real quick with it. So funny. Quick with it.
Mm-hmm. And you got to catch some of them. You got to catch real quick because he throws it out there and he just lets you eat it up. How about Chris Tucker?
Chris Tucker. I actually never had a chance to work with him. He and I met at the here in LA. I can't remember where we were when we took this picture, but just had a chance to speak with him. Ask him how his career was going, how life was for him. He's very private, but he's open. If he knows that people that he knows, then he'll speak to you. But he's very private and kind of standoffish a little bit. But he's a good guy once he opens up to you and start talking. He's a really good guy.
Okay, Family Matters. Darius McCrary.
Oh gosh, Darius is a wild child. He is a wild child. Very straightforward, very down to earth. He's one that you do not want to play with. He is very, very straightforward. And Darius has had his run-ins, but he's a little bit more calmer and starting to focus more on his career. So he's actually doing some things now, like doing more.
He's a great actor. I really like his acting, and I hope he just soars.
Just don't upset Darius and don't piss him off now. Make sure you stay on
Sometime. Well, anyway, I'm not going to get into that. Okay, Mario Van Peebles.
Oh, he is adorable. This was at the Benjamin Crump Awards gala that he had in LA, and he was actually receiving an award that night. He's very quiet, very, very quiet. That's all I can say about him. Like he's very humble. He speaks to you, but his personality, he's just really quiet. He's another one that just kind of sits back and watches the room, very quiet. You approach him, he's very approachable.
Now, is this guy quiet?
Not at all. So funny, very funny. His personality, what you see on stage sometimes is who he is. He's just naturally funny. He says something and you're like, what? And just start laughing. He loves to have a good time. He loves life. He loves living life.
He's another Indiana native. About this one?
John Sally. John Sally is fun. He's adorable. He's very funny. He's another one who is very humble, laid back. A lot of people, when they see celebrities, they think that they may not be now there's some that are not approachable. I'm going to say that, but there's a lot who are humble and they're genuinely appreciative of their fans. They know that they know that the fans is how they got their millions, so they're appreciative to the fans.
I do know John Sally, and he's an humble guy as well. He's funny, and a lot of people don't know he has a good sense of humor, a good sense of very funny. How about where am I at here? Sheng.
Love Sheng. Sheng is another one of my favorite clients. Sheng always makes me laugh. I could have a bad day and speak to Sheng, and he just changes the whole outcome of my day because he is super hilarious. Very talented brother. Sheng has been acting. Sheng has been doing comedy for I don't know how long. Sheng, he has a special on Amazon called Shangery. Sheng is Shangri. So make sure you check that out. It's a very good 1 hour special on Amazon. And he's one of the hardest working comedians out here today. Like a lot of people don't understand, Sheng does a lot of his own marketing. Sheng does a lot of his own booking sometimes, even though he has an agent. He's just very hard working, and it shows, and it pays off for him. So I admire his work ethics a lot.
Sheng is a funny guy. He's actually been on DopelivenTV before. Hung out with us. Actually, he's been on here twice. So shout out to Sheng. Appreciate you, bruh. Marcy, I'm gonna get to you in a real quick second. Tony Rock.
Tony Rock is interesting. He's interesting. He's laid. He's laid back. And he is another person who he appreciates his fans. I haven't seen him say, no, I don't want to do an autograph, and no, I don't want to take a picture or anything like that. He's very fan humble. So,
and these are only a few that I loaded. You've done with Met and Hobnob with a lot of people. Okay, and I'm so proud of you. It's ridiculous that we don't talk that much anymore. I know we both are very busy, but you're a fantastic individual. Marcella, you had a question?
Yes. Katina, do you represent women as well?
I do. I
just didn't put any up there. My bad.
I've had I represented Jasmine Burke for a little while, who's an actress. And she is one of the leads on, if any of you guys watch Saints and Sinners, she is one of the lead actresses on Saints and Sinners. I've also represent a lot of women I represent are business. So they own their own businesses. I have a client called Courtney Lockridge, who actually is the only Black female that I know here that owns a body sculpting business. And she has a lot of great clientele. So she has other businesses too, but I think she's the only Black female that owns a body sculpting business here in LA. And then and I do little things for some people every once in a while. Like I have pitched Sherry Shepherd for a few things. I pitched, worked with Kim Whitley on little small things. So there's definitely some females that I do represent.
And Katina has actually gotten Shanice out of her little hiding spot too.
Yeah,
okay.
Shanice.
And her husband Flex.
Yeah, I love Shanice and Flex. They're two beautiful people. I love them as a couple. They live by what they preach. They're very humble. They're sweethearts. I love both of them, and I've had the pleasure of working with them. Just this year, I started working with Flex and Shanice.
Are there clients that, people that come to you that you have to turn down?
Yes, there are people. I don't like to have too many people that are in the same genre or class. So, for instance, I have my music artists that I manage or represent, I have a dance Afrobeat artist. His name is Septimius the Great. I have an R&B artist by the name of Nam Jones. I don't really represent him anymore. So I'm looking for a new pop artist. But I used to represent a pop artist by the name of Kyle Wonder. So I try not to have too many people in the same genre because they can compete. Just like with clients, I try not to have more than 2 young actresses, more than 2 middle-aged, more than 2 older, because you don't want to have them competing for the same thing.
Or asking you why didn't they get it over the other one?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Or asking you why didn't they get it? Why did one get it and why did another not get it?
You mean like a parent?
Talent and skills.
What he said was, I'm sorry, Katina. What he said was basically you didn't want anybody coming at you saying, "Why didn't I get it?" or "Why did they get it?"
Yeah. And even if that does happen with the 2 that I have, it's just talent and skills. Even with an agent, if you have an agent that books you to go and do an audition, they don't have the same caliber of actors because they don't want to have their people competing for the same roles.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't want to have Blair Underwood and Morris Chestnut on the same roster because now they're competing for the same stuff. So
just throw them in the Best Man and everybody be cool.
Right. You have Biggs and Morris Chestnut as a client because they're probably going out for the same roles.
Yeah.
Katina, what was your most exciting besides your son? I know that's very exciting, but what was your most exciting project?
Why are you pointing at yourself, Greg?
Because he's crazy.
I think my most exciting project.
Probably so many of them.
There are. I always love a good event. I always love a good red carpet event. So the Grammys always put on a great. I'm not talking about the Grammys where you watch and they win the awards. The Grammy does these Grammy salute concerts leading up to the Grammy or during Grammy weeks, and they did one for Quincy Jones. They also did one for Quincy Jones' 85th birthday, and I was able to attend that. And so whenever the Grammys do these Grammy salute little concerts where they have other artists come in and they perform or they're paying homage to someone in some kind of way, to me, those are the most exciting events that I've attended. Because you get everybody that comes out, from actors to, everybody, any kind of artist you can think of, they come out to these Grammy events.
Hey, Katina, how was it going to the BET Awards this year? Because I know the BET Awards have fallen off a little bit. How was it this year?
It was good this year. It was different than any other awards. But Jesse Collins, who produces the BET Awards, he does a good job. He just won an Emmy for producing the halftime show at Super Bowl, the one that I was a part of. And he's a Black-owned production company here in the California area. And he does a lot of the award shows, the NAACP Image Awards, a lot of the Black award show. You will see Jesse Collins, who is a production company that puts these on. So it was different because music has changed. Some of this music today I just don't listen to. Because I'm old school, so I don't listen to some of the new stuff. I can't take it, or it all sounds the same. So to me, it's just starting to be different for me, because when you pick certain people to perform, it's like I'm listening to the same thing over and over again. It's just a different name. So it wasn't as exciting to me. But for the younger people who listen to this type of music, the newer generation,
Actually, is right.
I can see how it was exciting and a great show for them. But when you're talking about, really, I want to say 35 and older, and it could be 40 and older, it's not as attractive or amusing to us as it used to be.
Okay.
Now, I know you've done some acting as well. I know you mentioned a couple of things, but there was a couple of projects that I remember that you were on. There was a mini series. I don't know if it aired or anything. Can you speak about your experience with transitioning over to something like that?
Yeah, a lot of times when you hear people look at you, and they a lot of casting agents are here, and sometimes they'll see you and say, "Oh, you'll be good for something. Come and try out for it," And I never turn down any opportunity. So I have dabbled in the acting world just a tad bit. And I actually shot my own reality TV series, which we're working on now and we're pitching. And it was basically centered around me being a Black female here, being one of the only Black females to manage a comedy club and run a music management company and a PR agency all at the same time. So it was dealing with the craziness of managing a club, the craziness of dealing with clients, and, managing my kids and my son and my daughter, and also managing my son's career too. So we're still shopping that around. But yeah, so we shot that. And there's just other little things that are coming up. I was just asked to be an executive producer on a movie project by one of my clients. So we're still working on that as far as the pitch deck and things like that to get more people involved. But I'm always putting my hands in more than one pot.
You do.
So you're not on a series right now?
No, I'm not on a series right now. I did 2 episodes of Street Life season 2, which is on HBO Max. And I've been on other little things, just doing a little background and some other things. But I was in the new season for LA Law, but it got canceled. It was Blair Underwood, and he was revamping the old LA Law, and for some reason ABC dropped it. We shot the whole pilot and episodes and everything. And last I heard, they were trying to shop it to another network.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a series, Katina, called "Sit Your Ass Down" sometime. All right.
Look who's talking.
Right. We know better. Now,
we're gonna start a series called "Look Who's Talking."
I used to work. I used to do PR for your state senator, Eddie Melton.
Eddie Melton, she sure did.
I still talk to Mr. Melton every once in a while, and talk about doing some projects. But yeah.
Shout out to Eddie Melton. Shout out to Markel Watkins. Both of them great individuals. Okay. Greg, look. See, this is how Katina works. Okay. She's sitting up in where she's at. She said, "Greg, what are you doing? Whatever day. I'm like, because I can't tell her I'm doing this and that. I'll be like, "What you need, Katina? I'm gonna need you to go to Eddie Melton's event, film that for me, blah blah this, blah blah that, and that's all I need." I'll be like, okay. I love doing, I love that because, I've known Katina for a little while, and I've seen her growth. If you're doing something that you love to do, and it's being stagnant, eventually you're not going to love it, all right? But to see the growth, I mean, we could do a 3 hour. We'd have to do a 3 hour show in order to tell you exactly where she started and where she went to, and how it stalled and how she just picked up. I mean, she took the training wheels off, man, and rode that motherfucker all the way down the street. All right, for real. All right,
You definitely
really
have your ups and downs. Like Greg knows my story. I mean, at one point I was almost homeless because I'm trying to just do my business. You know, I'm grinding in my business. I made sure that my son got into college, and you know, I left a government job just to do me. You know, and in between doing me, there was a lot of personal things that were going on. I was adopted and was looking for my family for well over 30 years, and found them. Found my father, my father, his side of the family, my mother's side of the family, all my siblings. So I was dealing with that, and it was just one thing after another that was happening in life. But you know, by the grace of God and just having a lot of determination and, you know, just wanting to make not only family proud, but I'm from a small town called in Darlington, South Carolina, you know, and just making my hometown proud of the accomplishments and things that I'm trying to do and trying to put my hometown on the map. So it just would not allow me to stop, you know, and I've lived up and down the East Coast with a lot of, you know, six-figure jobs. I was an executive director at the School District of Philadelphia. I was a high middle management manager for U.S. Postal Service. I was a PR director for NACA, which is a nonprofit organization. So I've had the jobs, but I just wasn't happy. So this is the happiest I've been since I started working for myself.
And she put that grind in you. I'm telling you, that grind is the mug. That grind is something else, boy. And that's black girl magic right there. She put some. I'm sitting here. I'm so proud of her because, like I said, I've seen it. A lot of times you see the person and you see what they're doing and this and that, but you don't know their story. Okay, I know her story. I know all of her story, and I'm telling you to sit here with us right now as she is right now. It's only God. It's only God. Marcella, you were going to say something?
Yes, you keep talking about her story. The first question, have you ever thought about writing a book?
I'm in writing a book.
You are? Okay.
I got situations going on. So yes, I'm in the process of actually finishing the book about my journey in finding my family. And then I'm working on another book right now, dealing with the issue that I'm going through right now. I got to keep that under wraps, but definitely, yes, the one dealing with my family, I'm actually wrapping that up, and hopefully you can start publishing, go to print within the next 2 months. Okay. And I'm gonna do a book tour. I'm gonna get one of my publicist friends here. She's a very good friend of mine. Her name is Z Griffiths, and she owns a public relations company here. And we kind of sometimes bounce off of each other and work hand. So I'm gonna get her to help me put together a book tour, and I'm gonna go around and start talking about that process. Because it was very, very interesting process, very different process, you know, learning your background, who you are, you know, what's in your blood, you know, the different things that you went through in life. But I will tell you this, I found my family through Ancestry.com.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
So it does work. Okay.
It does work.
Yeah. It does.
And she's going to start. She's going to start. She's going to star in the movie "Sit Your Ass Down" sometime.
That's gonna be a 5-star movie.
I remember when she found her
treatment for a Lifetime movie, a treatment and a pitch deck for a Lifetime movie regarding, you know, it's going to be a drama series. So I'm working on some things regarding that. So yes.
I remember when you were telling me about you getting ready to go to this place and that place and find your family. And I told you, I remember telling you, Katina, film your journey. Just make sure you take your phone out, film your journey. And you did do that, right?
I got a little bit.
I got a little bit. Yeah, but that was amazing, man. And I was so happy for you because you didn't know. A piece of you was missing, you know?
A piece of was missing. I mean, I had a wonderful family. I grew up, with a mother and a father and 2 brothers and a sister. I was the baby. And I had a wonderful family. My mother came from a big family. My father was an only child. So I had, on my mother's side, a bunch of cousins who I love dearly, and I still talk to a lot of my cousins today. And my father's side, there was like great uncles, great aunts, and things like that. So I did have a good family. And then when I started this journey, my family was very supportive.
Oh, bless God.
And to this day, I remember you just stayed with them. You communicated with them. You took pictures. I was happy. I was just so happy. I missed you because I couldn't talk to my people. I couldn't talk to my Katina, but it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I have like 6 sisters, 5 sisters and a brother on my mom's side, and 2 sisters on my dad's side. And then you talk about the family that I grew up in. So now it's huge. Huge. And my father actually lived in California, so that's another reason why let me move, because I really want to get to know my father and his side of the family. Unfortunately, my mother, so I didn't get to meet my mother, but at least I still have a father that I could bond with and get to know.
And you've had some time with them.
Man.
I'm sure that was a whole nother journey.
It was, because my father didn't even know I existed. He was completely shocked.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
He didn't know.
He had no child.
So there is a story. There is a story in there somewhere. So
there's
definitely there.
Definitely.
And you want to be?
I'm waiting on the book
to this day, because I found them in 2017,
16, 17, yeah.
2017, and even to this day, I go to my dad's house and he'd just sit down and stare at me and was like, and shake his head like, I just never.
Wow.
Okay. Actually, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So do you look like him and your siblings on that side?
Yeah, I look like my dad. I look like my mom. Magazine pictures. I look just like people say I'm a spitting image of my mother. As a matter of fact, when I met my mother's sister, my aunt, she fell out crying.
Oh my goodness.
So did they know about the story? The family story? The sisters, did they know about the family stories?
No. So, my sisters, one of my sisters, who they say look like me, and we're all like, so I'm the baby on the family that I grew up in. On my father's side, I'm the oldest daughter. On my mom's side, I'm the 3rd oldest. So I have 2 sisters that are older than me, but we're all a year apart. So my sister that's next to me, we kind of look very similar. And so she found out some information to make her believe that there was a sister out there, basically, like I existed. So she was looking for me the same amount of time that I was looking for them.
I remember you telling me that, yeah.
Here we go. Movie of the week right here,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's episode 2. That's episode 2 of Sit Your Ass Down sometime.
That man up there.
Good part. That's the good part, by the movie.
Wow.
So we're talking with Katina Fields. She's a PR agent out of California, consultant, just a downright
good person. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just a downright good person.
And we're enjoying her story about her life, about what she does, the people that she deals with, just the ins and outs of having her own business and things of that nature. Marcy, let's go and do that.
All right. At this time, let's just redirect, regroup, and refocus and put some life coaching in it with our life coach, Jeff Relaford.
Just some life in your life coach announcement. That's what you need to do. All right. Let's go.
All right. Let's get it, y'all. So real quick, I want to talk to y'all about perception. Okay. Perception. Life is all about perception. So I want you all to think about this real quick. What if I told you that your setbacks aren't truly setbacks? What if I told you that your setbacks were just you going through your objectives to reach your goals, as we talk about every week? I want you to change your perception on what you think a setback is. I want you to change your perception on what you think a pitfall or downfall or you not being able to get to the next level is. A lot of times we get stopped only due to our own thought process. We stop ourselves because we don't believe in ourselves. We stop ourselves because we have lack of faith. We stop ourselves because we simply just give up and we just stop trying because we don't believe in ourselves. So whenever you go ahead and you look at those quote unquote shortcomings or quote unquote pitfalls, make sure you redirect your attention to the positive side of it. Never pay attention to the negative, because there's always a way to get around something. The only difference between you and the next person is that they figured it out. You're going on your own individual, unique journey to figure that process out for yourself. So don't give up. Keep going. Keep trying, and you'll always triumph.
That's the life coach, Jeff Rutherford. Right here, DopelivenTV Live. Okay, you see him on Mondays. He has his own podcast on Monday. It's the life coach, Jeff Rutherford. All right. And you know what?
Good energy there. Good energy.
Told such a great story about how she found her family and this and that. That I think that story, y'all know what I'm getting ready to do. That story will go great on this.
He's creating a platform for everyone to come and tell their story of how they turned tragedy into triumph. And everyone has a story to tell. Get ready to be motivated and inspired on That's Why I'm Here. So get ready, get ready, get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, your talk show host, Jamie McGrone.
Hi, I'm Jamie McGrone from That's Why I'm Here.
Sir, that's why I'm here. September the 18th, there's a live studio taping in Illinois. Y'all need to be there. Check it out, okay? Hopefully we'll hear Katina's story somewhere down the line, okay? She come there and sit down and talk. Okay, I would love to come back and see her. Katina, I had a question, but I lost it.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Well, you can't get me now. I have an exclusive with Lamont Faison and The Raw Truth is the name of his podcast. He's out of Vegas.
Oh, it's time for you to go now?
That's the exclusive.
Is it time for you to leave now?
No, I was saying, you were saying I could be on the other guy's show, and I was saying I can't because Lamont Faison, who also has a talk show called The Raw Truth, has my exclusive story right now.
Wow.
So how come I ain't got
Jamie McGrone to the punch?
Hold up. Katina,
what?
You know we love each other like that, right?
But you don't have a talk show, darling. Like you just got my story right here, so you kind of scooped them.
So that's your pacifier, right?
Right.
Remember, it's all about perception.
All right.
Thank you, Jeff.
Wow. Hey, I can honestly say this. I can honestly say this, okay? Again, I've known Katina for some time. Katina and I, and Katina, you can vouch for this. We've never argued. We've never had an argument. Am I correct?
You're correct.
That's true love. That's true friendship. Okay, Marcella, you had a question.
Yes. When you were much younger, well, I'm not saying much, when you were younger, before you started your career, is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted to go into, or did you ever think this is where you would end up doing?
I always wanted to go into broadcast journalism. I always saw myself on TV doing the news. That's pretty much what my goal was. So don't know where that fantasy came from, honestly. I just remember that broadcast journalism is something that I always wanted to do. I didn't go right into college after high school. I went into the military first. And then I eventually went into college and got a broadcast journalism degree. Actually, it was called mass communications with a focus in broadcast journalism. In my senior year in college, I interned at my first TV station in South Carolina and fell in love with it ever since.
Okay.
That's all I've done. And law, because I always thought maybe I'd be a lawyer. So I do have several degrees. So I also have a paralegal degree, and I did do law and TV at the same time. I would go work at the station when I did the morning shows, leave the morning show, and then go and work part-time at a law firm. So I did both, trying to figure out which path I wanted to take. But I eventually realized I wasn't going to be a lawyer. So public relations.
So, you know, a long time ago, I think I asked you, where do you see yourself, if you can remember? I asked you where you see yourself in about 3 to 5 years, all right? And everything that you're doing right now has surpassed where you saw yourself doing. And so that's amazing, okay? But I ask you again, where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 more years?
Well, I got to be honest, don't fall out of your chairs, guys, but I'm 48 and I see myself retired at 55. When my daughter goes to college, I'm done. So I'm trying to set myself up for retirement at 55.
7 years.
I want to retire. I want to see I want to travel. I want to, I've seen a lot of the world, but I want to revisit some places that I have not been to. It's a goal of mine to see the 7 wonders of the world.
Not a goal, it is a what?
7 wonders I've already seen. So it's like I just want to travel and enjoy life, because what I learned working at the post office was that there were a lot of people who were working and they were old, no offense at all. But I'm talking about way past retirement, still grinding at work every day. I said to myself, I don't want to be that. You know what I'm saying? I want to enjoy life while I still enjoy it. I was there, and there were coworkers who actually died in their jobs.
Oh,
you know what
no.
I mean? Yeah.
No.
While they were working. And that's something that I always knew I didn't want to do. While I'm still young, while I can move, while I can talk, while I still can think, and I have a great mind, I don't need assistance. I want to live life and do everything that I can do for as long as I can do it. So at 55, I want to retire. And I'm basically grinding and trying to set myself up to retire at 55.
Oh, you going your way there. You gonna get there.
Yes.
She wants to see the 7 wonders of the world. I want to see the 7 wonder bras of the world. All right. I want to make sure that I see
this man.
You probably
great.
What'd you say, Katina?
Probably have seen all.
That was a good one, Katina.
And I'm pretty sure there's more than 7 wonder bras.
Right.
I'm getting ready to say, yeah.
Wait.
Oh, that's funny. And Mo said, I'm gonna be quiet on this one. He ain't saying nothing.
Look at his eyes.
As you make these travels, can I roll with you?
Sure, you can roll with me. You can roll anytime. I'm actually trying to go to Nigeria and Ghana in December of this year. That's our first trip to Africa, so I'm very excited about that.
What you doing November the 9th?
I don't know. I look at my calendar.
Look at your calendar. Ding. I might want you to go somewhere with me, all right?
Okay, we're gonna see. Not to Myrtle Beach.
And that brings me to my question.
Yes.
Do you ever see something or some type of event or even a person that, you looked at them and said, you know what, I can do something with that?
Yes, I have. Actually, my client, Nam Jones, I was at a Grammy event in Vegas. And one thing about me is I'm very big on energy. People's energy can pull me to them. If it has good, I can feel a negative energy. Somebody can walk by and I'm like, ooh, that energy is very strong. Like you negative, I keep it moving. And then there's a lot of really positive energy that's around me. And Nam, his energy just kept pulling me. He was really nice, sweetheart. Just kept, we just kept connecting. Our eyes kept crossing. And I knew that he was an artist. I just didn't know what type of artist he was. And so eventually, before I left that event that I was at, it was actually a networking Grammy event. I walked over to him and introduced myself, because that's what I'll do. If you get my energy, if you get me, I'm gonna go and speak. I'm not shy at all. So I went over and I said, brother, your energy is so powerful. I just had to come over here and just say hey and just introduce myself. And he said, yes, your energy is drawing to me too. So we had a great conversation. Eventually he invited me out. He said he was a Billboard charting artist, singing artist. And so eventually I listened to his music. I got to see him perform, and he blew me away. And so immediately he became a client. I knew that I needed to work with him.
I like that energy. I like that energy thing. And when you feel that, you know there's a genuine connection.
There is. There's people who wanted to work with me. I'm not gonna lie, but their energy just seems so negative. And I'm like, good. And I will refer them to somebody else, you know, because if it doesn't feel right with me, I'm not gonna work with you. If you come,
I remember a time, Katina.
If you come across as negative and you're complaining and you know you're talking about the past person that you worked with, and I may even know the person, you know, I'm like, okay, well, I don't talk about me, and I don't like the negative energy, so no, I'm good. I'm full. My roster is full, but I can suggest go somewhere else.
I remember a time, Katina, we were in Georgia, and there was an event that was going on in Georgia. I think I was actually doing some filming there.
You were filming it, yeah, because I spoke.
I'm telling you, the energy in that room alone was fantastic. Okay, but when you came up to the podium and did your thing, it created a whole different groundswell. I mean, you told what you did, but you left a message as well. Okay, and that's one thing that I always loved about you. Okay, you can laugh, you can joke, but you're always going to leave somebody with a message, something to go on. So I can appreciate that. What's your latest project?
Well, I'm working on the Reality TV Awards. It's the 9th year for the Reality TV Awards here in LA, and that's an award show for all the reality TV. So it is what it is. So I'm working on that. That's supposed to be in October. That's a project I'm working on. I'm also working with a very talented actor and film director. His name is Adonis Armstrong. This brother is bad. He has done a lot of short films. I think they've won over 40 film festivals when you combine all of their awards with all of their films. And he's getting ready to Adonis Armstrong. Make sure you look that up. I think he's Adonis Armstrong on Facebook and Instagram. And he posts all of and he has a website, AdonisArmstrong.com. So look him up. This brother is bad. He's a client of mine, but he also just talked to me about doing some executive producing with him on a first movie that they're doing. So they've done a lot of shorts, but now they're getting ready to do a movie. So I'm very excited to work with him on that. You know, just still doing what I do, grinding, representing, grinding, going to events, working the carpets, doing what I need to do for my clients. You know, there's always a new contract here and there. You know, I've had the pleasure of working federal contracts, you know, different contracts. So, you know, it's always a grind, keeping the business going.
What would your dream job be in the PR agency field? What would be your dream?
Well, I mean, I'm living my dream. So my dream is to work for myself and do me. So I'm living my dream. I guess I wouldn't say a dream, but the goal is to continue to build and generate, you know, more contracts. You know, contracts is how you get paid. We're living in a world where we have monkeypox, we have COVID. It's always something, and that's the business when you're working with direct people, entertainers, because when their wallet gets hit, they shut down production. It's gonna hurt you because they can't pay you. So my goal is to always be attached to contracts, whether it's a state contract or a federal contract, to keep that business coming in and keep my checks coming in so that I can retire at 55. So that's just continue to actually employ and pull in these contracts, you know.
But Tanya asks, Ms. Katina, have you branched your business outside of LA?
I have actually. I have clients in Atlanta. I have clients still in Maryland. I have clients in Charlotte, which is where I'm from. I lived up and down the East Coast. So originally South Carolina, raised and born, lived in Charlotte, North Carolina for many years, moved to Philadelphia, moved there for a couple of years, moved to Maryland, lived in Maryland for I think 6 or 7 years. And then I've been out here now going on 5 years. So I move around, you know. I'm like, I was a paper chaser. Whoever was paying the most, I'm out. I'm gone.
Incredible. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Mommy making
Do not blame you.
So, you know, that's how I was. But yes, I do have clients outside of LA because we live, you know, one thing COVID has taught us is that, and this is how PR professionals have adapted, right? COVID has taught us we don't need to be in the office every day.
No.
We got StreamYard, we got Zoom, we got FaceTime, we got all of these digital platforms that were created because of the pandemic that, you know, some were there that we weren't using, but now we're utilizing all of this to the max. So that's great for me because with a lot of PR jobs and contracts, they're remote. I don't have to be in the office. So I can be working for DC. I just got to get up at 5 o'clock every morning, but I can work a contract in DC and be here in LA. So it created a lot of remote opportunities and you know, change the dynamics of how I work because now we got to look at this beast differently. How do we do what we do during COVID? You know, so now we got to rely on social media. We have to rely on social media marketing. We have to rely on you know, so many different digital platforms now to get the word out and to, you know, do what we need to do as PR professionals. So it's definitely changed the game a lot. And you have to know how to adapt. And, you know, I'm constantly reading, researching. I try to stay up to date on trends and what's new and the newest platforms so that I can have all options for my clients.
Marcella?
Yes. What would you tell someone that want to go into your same business?
I would say go for it. Definitely, you know, go to a community college or a 4-year college and learn about public relations and marketing. Definitely. Digital is really huge right now. But if you're majoring in that, they're going to teach you the digital side of it anyway. But definitely go and get a degree in it. I mean, you can even get a 2-year degree in marketing and work with someone that is willing to teach you the craft. You know, that's the key. Someone has to be willing to teach you the craft. A lot of things I learned on my own through interning, through school, natural progression, you know. So nowadays, I do work with interns. I like to teach them the entertainment side of the business and what the grind is, because you know you got to get out. You got to know how to pitch. You got to know how to talk. You got to know how to be almost a salesperson. You got to know how to sell your client, you know, and be able to pitch to media to get them on the platform that you want to get them on. So it's not easy, but it can be easy if you put the work in ahead of time.
Tanya, that's the same question that Marcella just asked. What would you tell someone starting out and trying to get into the PR industry? Lanita Charleston wants to ask, do you have any information session for college music students?
Do I have any information sessions for college music students? I'm not quite sure what that question means, but what I can say is for my son has always been in a performing and visual arts school. So even when he was in Philly, I had him at GAMP, which was one of the top music schools in Philly. And when we moved to Maryland, I had him at Broadneck High School, which was one of the top performing and visual arts schools in Annapolis, Maryland. So the thing is to always, you know, they've always been in music. And so when it was time, and I've had him in, you know, these performing and visual arts concerts, you know, he was always involved in school music things, but outside music things. He was also a marching band. So with my son, he started out at an early age, and I continued to let music be his outlet. He did not like football. My son got hit once. He was like, I'm out. You know?
Like, I am not messing up this.
That's all it took.
Hit me and I can't hit you back.
I put him in baseball. That was a little boring for him. He played basketball. He liked it, but it wasn't his sport. You know, I grew up playing basketball, so he was like, so music was his thing. Now he is a music artist. He has 2 videos out. He's continuing to. My son could be on tour right now, but he's smart. He said to me, he said, Mom, I know you can, because I was starting to get him on platforms and blow him up. He said, Mom, I know you can do it, but right now I just want to graduate college. Once I graduate, let's go. And I told him, okay, that's what you want to do. I'm going to stop. let you graduate, but he continues to make music. Like he has a catalog, which is what I told him to do. Build your catalog.
That's great.
Build your catalog, because when it's time, you don't have to work as hard. Your music is there.
Yep.
So go to summer camps, music summer camps. That's great. College, major in. If I was really interested in music, have them major in or take some type of classes when it comes to studio sessions, learning how to operate the board, how to, just really get involved with that, because that's going to go a long way when you're starting to do your own music and you're in the studio. You know what it should sound like, you know what the board should look like, all of that, which is something that my son has learned to do.
It's funny, Katina, if you can remember also, that's the same advice you told Jordan, my son. Right. You had the music, he was ready, but then he stopped and said, you got to go to college. Went to college and did his thing, but same practice. He's got a catalog of music, so now he's back out filming videos and doing everything in this and that. And I'm telling you, she taught us a lot. She did a lot for me. As far as the way that I think and the way that I do things. Katina puts it in front of you and teaches you how to do it, especially if you're close to her, teaches you how to do it and let you, and helps you when you need the help. But, it is a business. And when
I'm not afraid of competition. If you're close to me, I'll teach you the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll teach anybody the game if you're close to me, because I want to see you succeed. Yes, Lanita, your son is on the right track if that's what he's doing.
Hey, Chris Mills said hello, Katina.
Hey, Chris.
He said he needs help.
Well, Chris, you always can get help from me. You got my number. Call me. Chris, he's still in Vegas?
Chris, don't call her. Dude. You already know. Don't call her. Boy, I will not. Anyway,
Chris,
he's in Vegas.
I'm trying to catch Usher, so we'll link up. If you hear me.
Why you think I'm trying to get you to go to Vegas?
Huh?
Why you think I'm trying to get you to go? Oh, I didn't tell you.
Vegas. I forgot Chris was there.
Yeah. You can roll with me. Come on. November the 9th.
Yes, ma'am. Who's speaking?
Mercy.
Hey.
If you can go back in time, what would you tell your younger self, and would you do anything different?
I would do so many things different.
And what would you do different?
Hunting. I would tell my younger self to. I would tell my younger self to be a little bit more patient and listen. I'm an Aquarius, so I'm very headstrong.
Oh, damn.
I'm very about Aquarius. We're very analytical people.
Like Virgos.
Aquarius are entrepreneurs. And Greg, what do you say that for?
You forget I do know you, right?
Oh yeah, when I said headstrong, I'm very headstrong. I would tell the younger me to just slow down and listen sometimes. You don't always have the right answer.
So Katina,
slow down and listen. That's probably the main thing I would do, is just be a little bit more patient, slow down and listen, because throughout this process, I have made a lot of mistakes, but I've learned from my mistakes. That's one thing about me. If I make a mistake, I'm going to analyze it. I'm going to learn from that mistake and make sure it doesn't happen. But the mistake would not have happened if I had just listened and slowed down. Wow. So I would tell my younger self that.
Okay.
Go ahead, Maurice.
So I got a question. So you're gonna wrap it up by 55. Do you have a intern that you're training to put in that spot?
I'm hoping my daughter would take over the company. Honestly.
So she's interested.
February, Chris. February. Go ahead.
She wants to be in entertainment, but she recently said that she's interested. She wants to be a doctor. So if she takes the path of being a doctor, then I don't know what the business. I may let somebody buy me out. There's options, we'll see what happens.
I don't think you're gonna give it up like that. I really don't.
Oh, you don't know.
It's hard to give it business.
Greg, will I give it up?
Hell no.
It's hard.
Part 3. Go ass down. All right.
Ask me. I'm my feet up. I would give it up in a heartbeat. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love my work, but I love me more. I love my mental sanity. You know,
But Katina, you've created that sanity now. Look, remember where you came from and all of that turmoil and stuff. Right now,
I'm not saying anything is easy. You know, anybody who, you know, ask any billionaire if it was easy. I'm pretty sure they tell you no, it was never easy. However, you get to a point where it becomes easy.
I get it.
But you created that. You know, I'm gonna put one more. I'm gonna put one more Chris's little things up there.
Because I'm February. Oh, you're a Pisces. Yeah, I'm February. I'm February 16th, so I'm an Aquarius.
That's what I told him. That's why I
The
said
Virgos are in the house though.
Yeah.
But Virgo is coming up. That's my look, Katina, September 14th. You already know, right? Yeah,
coming up. Yes, I do know.
Better come on.
The Virgos.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Hey,
I know that has to be very exciting, your career, you know.
It is. You know, it's very exciting. I have a lot of friends. Like LaTanya, that's on here, LaTanya Martin. She's actually a friend of mine from out of Charlotte, North Carolina. She has known me for a very, very long time. And like I said, it wasn't always easy. You know, I mean, at one point I was about to be homeless. I'm not gonna lie. You know, like putting all your eggs into one basket, and you're just like, okay, God. So I felt like if it wasn't meant for me to be, it wouldn't have happened. But every time God has paved the way for me to do bigger and better things.
Yeah.
I felt like the money coming in, God was like, you know, you need to trust me a little bit more. And that money starts coming in. You know, it's COVID hard times for everybody, but I still survived it, you know, as an entrepreneur. So it's just about having faith and just believing in it, walking in it, manifesting things, and you know, it becomes easier. It does become easier. Like I don't really stress out anymore about, you know, money and things like that, because you know, I know if it becomes a time where I find myself in that situation again, you know, knock on wood, I'm not trying to, I know God's got my back and something always comes. It will be a contract, or it can be $1 million contract, or it can be something that comes through and God's like, you know, I told you I got you. So that's another thing about me saying I would listen more, sit back and listen and be patient a little bit more. Because I would jump the gun. I didn't have that faith. Oh, you ain't working fast enough for me, God. You know, and I try to do it on my own, and it don't work out the way it should be. I just got to learn how.
That's good advice, Katina.
I can tell how many times I put my ass when I was doing her website. Greg, I need it now. I need it now. I need it now. We stayed up one night, Katina. You remember? We stayed up one night and just worked that out. We worked it out. It was fantastic though. Okay, we're talking
me, because when you, I don't know if any of you ever been in the military, but you know that military side of you is discipline. I'm on time. I can't pet is somebody being late. Lord have mercy, it drives me crazy. I am on point. I am on time. You know, I'm very disciplined. When I want something done, I want it done. You know what I'm saying? Even if I have to do it myself, look, you moving too slow. I'll just do it myself because I want it done.
I saw her miss a flight. She missed a flight one day, and next thing I know, she was out there doing like this.
You know what?
She was flying herself, trying to get to the day.
All right. Made it on time.
That's funny.
Oh man,
those are good traits, and I think my one thing you, Marcella, one thing you noticed that I think you asked me the question. One thing I did not say that I would ever change was a job or the path that I have taken. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Even when I found my family, at the moment that I found them, God showed me the reason why it took me so long to find my family. And I'll reveal that in my book. I don't want to give it away. But everything definitely happens for a reason. And he has taught me that everything happens for a reason. I'm going through something right now, and I'm just being patient. And I'm like, you know, I'm waiting to see why I'm going through this, because I know everything happens for a reason. And he'll show you when you get to when you sit down and accept it and let him work, he shows you why. So, you know, that's just what I'm coming into that. You know, I've been coming into that this revelation for the past couple of years. And the military, I would not have changed it, because it taught me, it made me into the reliable, hardworking woman that I am today. You know, one thing that people can't say is that I'm not reliable. They can never call me a liar. They can never tell me that I'm not reliable. And they can't tell me that, you know, she's a slacker, she's on time. Integrity means everything to me. And that was instilled in me from the military. So there's things that I did in life that helped develop the woman that I am today. And I wouldn't change that for the world.
Katina, look, I want to thank you for coming on the show, hanging out with us. All right. This has been very inspiring. Okay. You know, I love you. You are
very inspiring.
Now we all love you, Katina.
Oh, you got a good time. You left me time to get dressed so I can go out to the Laugh Factory tonight.
Look at it. It's early there. It's still early in LA.
Yeah, the show starts at 7:30, so it's going on 6:30. That gives me an hour to get dressed. A little under an hour to get dressed. Great lineup.
Before we leave, Katina, everybody goes around the room and gives a little piece of advice to the people out there. Mo, we're gonna start with you real quick.
Man, I love your girl power. Keep pushing, sis.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Life Coach Jeff.
Hey, the biggest thing I got out of this is trust the process.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter when you start trusting, as long as you start trusting the process that God has laid out for you. You might not understand it all, but in due time, it will all line up according to his will.
That's what's up. Katina, it's your turn.
It's my turn. Jeff stole my answer, but
I'm sorry, girl. I'm sorry.
I just say that, it's never too late to do something or start something that you feel like is a passion of yours and that you would love to do. If you're tired of working that 9-to-5 job, and you're tired of people telling you what to do, and you have an idea, a vision, or a dream to do something, do it. It's never too late.
Marcella.
Katina just made the comment, integrity means everything. That is so true. Remember that, and that will take you far in whatever field you decide to go into.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Gina.
Man, I always appreciate trailblazers, girl power, just like Moby said, girl power, knocking down those doors, making a way for people like myself, Marcella, and all the other women out here that's doing big things. We really appreciate it, Katina. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your experience.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me. I had fun. I always have fun when I hang out on Greg's podcast and, get to talk to you. This is my second time, right, Greg? Second time?
I was telling Gina. She said, but the first time it was with doing Facebook, and that was terrible.
Right.
Oh, it was bad. All right. Hey, before we get out of
thank you.
Had to do this. November 9th, y'all. Y'all check this out.
Yay! Awesome!
Be ready for it. It's coming.
Okay. My words before we get out of here. You got 3 comments too. What they say? God power too, little bro. What about God power, sis? That was an amazing show. I ain't gonna put it up there. All right, but my words is this. Stay tuned for the movie. Sit your ass down sometime, Katina. All right.
From the mind of Greg.
That's right. That's right. Katina, I love you. It's so great to see you again. All right. I hope everything goes as quickly as it did for you this time. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Always a pleasure. Nice meeting all of you.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
You too,
Katina. I gave you something today that you can take home and share with family and
definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
You did.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Love
all
you
right,
too.
It's TV Live, y'all. We will see you guys tomorrow. All right. Peace out.
Peace out.